Now let's dive deep in this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm William Haas, and let's queer up students and youth. Harvard shutters LGBTQ diversity offices amid Trump's pressure. Harvard University is making headlines for all the wrong reasons this week. And what alumni are calling a public capitulation, Harvard College has shut down 3 of its key student offices: the Women's Center, the Office for the BGLTQ Student Life, and the Foundation for Intercultural and Racial Relations. The sweeping rollback follows mounting pressure from the Trump administration, which has explicitly targeted diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts across American institutions. The now defunct websites for these centers have been quietly redirected to a new Office of Culture and Community, a page that avoids mention of marginalized groups or the word quote-unquote diversity altogether. The Crimson reports that the restructuring was announced internally. And a new Office for Academic Culture and Community will replace the former Diversity Office in the Faculty of Arts and Sciences. This is not Harvard's first retreat. In April, the university renamed its campus-wide Office of Equity, Diversity, Inclusion, and Belonging to Community and Campus Life. These moves come as Trump administration continues to threaten Harvard's federal funding and accreditation. On Wednesday, the Department of Education and Health and Human Services issued a statement declaring Harvard in violation of federal anti-discrimination laws. The university is scheduled to meet government lawyers in court on July 21st. The fighting for the release of frozen research funds. Meanwhile, a judge has paused Trump's attempt to block Harvard from enrolling international students who represent nearly a quarter of its student body. Whether Harvard new offices will preserve the spirit of the shuttered ones remains uncertain, but for now, the LGBTQ and minority students have been left with empty pages and growing concerns. This is really sad. I mean, Harvard is supposed to be one of the leading schools in the world, and they're just caving into everything, and they're, what a freedom of speech. I mean, they have all these attorneys that are alumni in Harvard business, they should be fighting this. And but they're also afraid of federal funding.
Yeah, it's all about the research.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's all about the research, and Harvard does some of the most important research, and the federal government threatening to cut off funding is, I mean
they depend on this.
And we depend on it because we need that research to happen.
Yes.
And, Harvard, with this decision, and if Trump is successful, Harvard should lose its Ivy League status.
Well, and that kind of funding is also sort of across the board. Enrollment is down at a lot of universities across the country because, especially schools that have good medical programs. And I mean, it's just, this is insane. I mean, again, this is what happens when RFK Jr. is running things. But public capitulation, yes, and lack of backbone. That is, I mean, it's really disappointing, and even more so, it's shocking.
And it's a love-hate relationship with Harvard. At one point, they're standing up and they're refusing to do what Trump has asked them to do. We all, weigh in and give them kudos for doing that. And then they turn around and then they acquiesce and give up some of the control, which is what they wanted to begin with.
Right.
And so, where are they on this scale? They need the federal funding, but there's also private institutions like the Gates Foundation. I don't know if they actually get money from them, but organizations like that give tons of money away to maybe help, revive that funding and put it back in place. I mean, I can't believe that a place, at one point when Harvard stood up, I was like, you know what, they're not my alumni, but I would make a donation if it meant that they could keep the programs going. And then you go, okay, now you're going to give away and take down names just to change them, whether they actually go forward and change what the institution does, or they just change the name of what that service is about.
Right, but the thing is, how will students know That's where to go. That's the other thing. It used to be so much. If it's got if it's got our letters in it, we all knew where to go.
Right.
But now it's a question of making sure everyone is informed.
And 25% of their population of students enrolled are from international. And with everything going on with international and trying to get students in, and students afraid to come, and all those legal issues. Right. So enrollment is down. Is it down because the Americans aren't going?
Right.
It's probably down because a lot of international people are afraid to come. Students don't want to come and don't want to get thrown out and don't want to get stuck here.
Right.
But also want to look at it too. I mean, Harvard is one of our leaders in academics, and other colleges look up to them. And if they're going to cow-tip down to this,
which is why I looked up to them so strongly, because they were fighting back, and I felt it gave others the power to be able to get on their coattails.
Right. And this is just going to bring their stature way down, and it's really unfortunate. It really is unfortunate, and I guess people are going to be going to Stanford and Columbia. And
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, right. So that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.